So if you watched the rebuild I did recently of the Tennessee Titans, you would have known that we drafted a 6'8" wide receiver who was pretty raw, but still somehow became a very good player early on. And what we're going to be doing here, because that video is obviously over, is we're going to be following the career of that 6'8" wide receiver. Now, I've heard of people saying they drafted 6'10" tight ends and 6'9" wide receivers. Apparently, in the comment section below, a few of you guys said that it was actually 6'9" as the highest you can physically draft. So unless that person was lying to me, that 6'10" might not be very real. But Enrique Hanna absolutely is. Now, not the fastest guy in the world, obviously, but 6'8" nonetheless. The likes, I would say, that have never been seen, but for me in Madden at least, has never been seen. Harold Carmichael coming to mind, obviously, but this is still a very good player in Enrique Hanna. I'm going to try, and it's going to be tough, but I'm going to try to keep the auto XP off, and then after week 9, upgrade Hanna, turn on auto XP, sim a week, and then turn it back off, and then upgrade him again. So the AIs will still be upgrading rather frequently, but Hanna will be upgraded by us, so we can actually start developing his other, route runnings, like medium and deep, and potentially get some more speed for him with that deep route. But I will say, outside of those medium and deep routes, he's actually pretty good already, an 84 overall, or about to be anyways, and he's only 23 years old, so he could actually become one of the greatest ever, and especially at that height, solidify himself as the greatest ever when it comes to, being a 6'8" wide receiver. If he gets around 10K yards, which I'm not actually sure what he's at right now. Oh, wow. Okay, so he put up 2 1,000-yard seasons back-to-back now. Yeah, he's already on pretty historic trajectory, especially for, once again, that height. Let me know the craziest kind of builds you guys have seen. Because, like I've said, I've seen a couple of 400-pound DTs. That's not the craziest thing in the world. Have you guys seen any, tight ends that are, 92-plus speed, generational players or anything like that? Maybe a 260-pound running back. I'm not exactly sure what the limitations are for the builds. We've seen 6'5" corners. We've seen a few 6'4" safeties, I believe. A few of them, not many. Linebackers, I haven't really seen too much crazy. Obviously, I've seen 6'6" edge rushers, but they're usually 80 to 82 speed. I've seen a couple of 96-plus speed quarterbacks, but nothing crazy the real specific 260-pound running back, like I said, or a tight end that's 92-plus speed or something along those lines. 6'10" O-line, I don't know if that's possible. Stuff like that. Let me know if you guys have seen anything like that, and I'd be interested to know. I've seen some 5'11" edge rushers, but they're usually not that great. So, stuff like that. I'm always interested because I just love drafting in Madden. It's just too much fun, especially a fantasy draft. Obviously, though, in this realm, we are not going to be influence anything. So if they decide not to re-sign Hanna, we'll follow the team that, does re-sign him. Obviously, there's some really good players here. If it was my choice, I would probably option James, McIntosh, and probably re-sign Claxton and give the 5th-year option to Hopkins. And, there's some things here that I would do. But, of course, this isn't my team anymore. So I am going to let the AI do it and see how broke they go fast. Because once again, we built a decent roster, but it's a team that's going to be developing as it goes. So it may be, maybe one of those things where things get really expensive soon. And of course, if you're new to these types of following the career videos, basically the gist is going to be we're going to choose whatever player that we're obviously following, which in this case is the 6'8" wide receiver. We will take a look at the drafts and take a look at the offense every season, and then looking at the stats at the end of each season, and also looking if they won an award. Obviously, we kind of been around the block a little bit, so if we see a 900-yard, 8 touchdown season, we're just going to skip looking at any of the awards, because he obviously isn't going to win it. But looking at this pick 32 overall draft, cornerback looks pretty decent, but he's normal, and the rest, unless there's some superstar or X-Factor sneaky player in here, is maybe the worst draft I've ever seen an AI have. I'm not even being dramatic. John Allen, okay, that's something. But, this is literally the worst draft I've ever seen from a CPU, probably. And I've seen, the Rams when they had, their highest pick was a 5th-round pick. That's saying something. But yeah, while you're in the comment section, let me know which type of video you'd like to see next in this type of kind of series. Obviously, if there's specific builds that I see that are really cool, maybe I, follow those as well. But maybe there's one where it's I want to see... you know, a seventh round quarterback or a first round, I don't know, something, you know, let me know. And while you're down there, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Only leave a like if, you know, you enjoy the video. You can come back at the end of the video and be like, it's all right, or take it away. I don't know. And then, of course, I appreciate your continued support. If you are not new to the channel, and let's follow this damn career. How about it? And, of course, Hannah is already, like, almost the best starter. All right, so the team missed the playoffs at 9-8, but the thing about that is they were actually 5-2. Now, I'm not going to be doing this for every single season, but, you know, this is pretty recent after the rebuild that we had the Super Bowl victory on, so it's a little sad to see a 5-2 team drop down to 9-8 and just miss the playoffs completely. Hopkins looked like he was pretty good at quarterback. I mean, that's not even pretty good. That's probably MVP. Peoples-Jones is amazing. Hannah is very good as well. Could go to X Factor. Peoples-Jones should go to Superstar. Of course, finally does that. Yeah, Hopkins wins MVP. We don't make the playoffs. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Hannah at number 3, so Pro Bowl as well. So very impressive. Also another thing, if we were to actually make the playoffs, which I don't know if we will at all, maybe, we're not going to be going into the games like we normally do to, you know, slow sim, just because, you know, there's going to be a lot of sims here. In theory, 12 to 13 seasons simmed, just based on Hannah's age. I will manually up or downgrade his dev if he plays like crap, but I'm not going to put regression on because the dev regression feature is pretty iffy. The Ravens do win the Super Bowl over the Cowboys. Did Hannah go up in dev? He did not, but Hopkins did, and I'm not really sure why Hannah's not higher than Burks. Burks was our slot, so I'm just keeping that trend fair. Spears is already 28, which is just insane. Man, I feel like he barely even had a chance to start. It's so harsh. But that's the way the NFL works. All right, another draft down 85 overall. Pick 16 was the pick. They ended up going with an outside linebacker in Allen Ellis. Didn't we convert to a 4-3, though? I'm pretty sure we converted to a 4-3, so this is not really the play. I think they thought that this is a coverage guy, but obviously he's not. I mean, that's their choice, though. What am I supposed to do? And then who the hell is this? He's terrible, bro. They're selling. They're selling. And then they got a new tight end, which they just didn't need. Sure, I suppose. Another missed season for the playoffs. Really disappointing, especially since, once again, Hopkins won MVP, and he's off to a pretty good season again. Not really the best, but okay. And then looking at the receivers, Hannah doing really well again. Burke's kind of fallen off. Hilton's okay. And then obviously Donovan Peoples-Jones is doing really well too. But overall, you know, at least Hannah's playing well. Take a look at the defense just to, you know, maybe get a gauge of why things are, you know, not going so well. I don't think he's going to get, I don't know what that sound was. It sounded like I was doing that. Ooh, I'm going to edit that out. You know what? I'll keep it in. I don't care. I'll die of freaking cringe. Who cares? Looking at wide receiver. He was best wide receiver. That's why we check these things sometimes. And he was number 8. That's not him. That's someone else. Okay, didn't even get Offensive Player of the Year, but number 1 wide receiver. Is that a guaranteed dev up? I mean, I'm down. Like, let's be honest. That sound I did from that song, not bad. But still cringe as hell, and it kind of killed me inside a little bit. Just like a tiny bit. But let's go to the actual Super Bowl, see if we got that dev up. The Falcons winning the Super Bowl over the Colts. I feel like we've seen a lot of that in this rebuild. Maybe was it this one? Hannah is an X Factor. Is it going to say because he won the award or no? I don't know. I don't know one way or another. Does have an upgrade point. We're constantly going deep threat. Have not seen a speed upgrade, which is a little surprising. Like, this much deep threat ability and no freaking speed up, right? Like, no medium route either. I mean, what is he even getting at this rate? Like, what was that upgrade? Juke, deep, and catch, and 3 to awareness? He's got the worst awareness ever, and it's just all awareness upgrades? I don't even know, but let's take a look at the contract real quick as well. 16 mil is like a 2-year? Maybe, or maybe a 5th-year option. He wasn't a first-round pick. I have no idea what kind of contract that is, but it's one that he should not have accepted. All right, draft recap. They have the 7th overall pick. It seems to be another edge rusher. Okay, I mean, I suppose. So you're going to help him out this time with a classic little left end. business. I obviously do have the auto. Oh, nice superstar. I do have the auto reorder on. Well, I have it on auto, which I didn't overthink it. I didn't overlook it. So don't try to blame. Oh well, the team sucks because you forgot to change. No, I didn't change. I didn't forget. A couple of 23-year-olds in here, but at least this guy actually is hidden. But yeah, the edge rusher is great. The rest is the ass. The team hasn't changed a crazy amount, but this is what it looks like right now. Things are happening. Things are going. How old is Hilton? He's got to be still pretty young. He's 28. Holy crap. Where's the progression, my guy? I was like, oh, okay, we're probably going to have to lower the XP a little bit because we're going to go long-term. Most of my XP sliders are based on, 5 years sim. So we'll see some pretty good teams, but, if you go 10 years, it's probably going to be a little too high. I mean, some positions that don't seem to be the case, but it is what it is. Mid-season, doing the classic, which I'm almost kind of debating on doing for our regular rebuilds. I still think it does take a long time. But, if there's players we absolutely want to upgrade into a certain way, maybe it's worth doing it anyways. I don't know. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of players to upgrade, and it takes a long time to do, but we'll see. Don't get me wrong, the archetypes are pretty off a lot of the times, but it still works out for us usually, as we are 4-3. Still trying to get a speed upgrade. I have yet to see one. He's only 88 speed. I've literally had multiple of those speed receivers, the ones that are superstar dev, get speed upgrades early on, and Hannah, who has 88, just can't get a dev up, an upgrade anyways. He's got plenty of dev ups, don't worry about that. There it is, a speed upgrade. Holy crap, taller Mike Evans does exist. Anyways, we did make the playoffs, and Hopkins is, in the top 3 again for some sort of rating for quarterbacks, and it looks like another MVP. This is following the career of Hopkins as well, apparently. Look at the rushing numbers. Cooking up with 544 and 6 touchdowns. He's him. Treylon Burks comes out of nowhere. Hannah, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Pretty good. It's probably not going to be an award-worthy, but I am curious to see MVP. It's another MVP year. I love when we do a career following video, and it ends up being more about one of the other players in the league. At least this time it's actually on our team. I remember that one time we did the running back, and the random running back that was drafted same class literally outshined him and everything. And of course, we lose by 7 to the division rival Texans. I'm just called Tennessee. The Houston Texans, of course. Let's take a look at nothing because we don't have any dev ups. Forget me. We've got ourselves a draft recap. What are we cooking? 74 overall. Man, they cannot stop drafting linebackers. Am I missing something? Is there a linebacker trade-in program or something? You draft a really good linebacker, you can trade him in for any position you want? Because this is crazy. Is it 3-4 straight drafts now? They drafted a linebacker in the first 2 rounds, most of them being in the first round, though. All right, Hannah's 26 years old now, and he's still going. And of course, he has pulled that Mike Evans track record as well. He has yet to miss a 1,000-yard receiving season. And since we're going for the thumbnail anyways, might as well give you a good look at Hannah. We're going to high point this. All right. I'm pretty sure this is still on all Madden, but okay. Sure, why not? Just, it doesn't even really freaking jump that high either, to be honest, but yeah, that's kind of unguardable. And another playoff miss, season 7-10. Hopkins is this is a pretty bad touchdown season, but, taking care of the football yards-wise has been maybe one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, which is kind of crazy. Hannah would not win an award, but still keeping it real with the 1,000-yard seasons. Gotta give it to him. And with pick 8 overall, they go with a right tackle, Alex Ruiz, who is hitting, but he's also 23. And then they get a free safety. It was a 77 overall, but normal dev. And then a tight end, again, 74 overall, also normal dev, but really good height, decent catching and speed and all that. Really good catching, to be fair, 85. But, yeah, is that really the biggest needs? I feel like at this point they probably need another wide receiver. And here's another season. Woodward is the starting running back. 2 superstar O-linemen. We do have to auto upgrade before we start this season. Hannah is a pretty high overall. So far has not deserved to be kicked off the team. And a lot of high devs here team's actually not bad at all. Just not winning games. I don't know what else to say about it. 8 and 9, I suppose it's better, but top... Oh, no, that's top need. I was about to say top 3. Well, still the case, though. Top 3 usually are quarterbacks on the list, but not this time. Still might be MVP, though. Running back is just irrelevant. Let's take a look at the awards. Not MVP at number 5, but wide receiver could be up there. Number 3, touchdowns were a little low. Yards were pretty good. But yet another wasted season. I get it. Hannah's killing it with the yards and all that. And, you know, looking at history here, like, yeah, he has an insane quarterback. But considering they're not really giving him help on the outside with him, you know, he kind of deserves, like, all of the praise. So, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to, like, leave the team. They do just as bad anyways. And then that's the season he doesn't get 1,000 yards. That would be kind of harsh. But I mean, something's got to give. They're not really giving him any help, and he's literally had 1,000 yards every single season since starting in the league, even as a low overall. Another draft recap. Ooh, killing it, especially without a top 10 pick. I mean, it's still a very high pick. 95 speed, 6'1", 21-year-old corner is pretty good. Dev star, I mean, you kind of have to. Any higher than that's just, like, insane. Maybe finally some wide receiver help. 22-year-old 6'1" hidden dev wide receiver with some potential. Burks is still around. He's an 80 overall. He's an X factor, but I mean, he's literally on his last legs, and he's a superstar. They finally did something. Bro, please let us back in the playoffs. What is this? Let Enrique Hannah cook. Okay. Sure. If that was the Packers Twitter, it would be like, "Thou, Enrique Hannah, had quite the performance." Oh, Lord. But Hannah cooking up, dude. Literally going to retire the GOAT? Question mark. I don't think he's going to play as much as Jerry Rice or as long anyway, so probably not going to happen. But could win another wide receiver of the year. Didn't. Number 2. That's such an L. But, man, any team success this year? This, like, century maybe? No? All right, that's what the squad looking like. They got a hidden dev rookie running back, so why not start him? McLeod needs, upgrade. We got to change those upgrades in a moment. I usually don't do the end of the season upgrades before the playoffs begin because if we're not in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. So I do a mid-season, and then I do, if we're in the playoffs, right before we sim the playoffs. But since we haven't been in them in ages, I usually wait till this point now. But yeah, what are these corners overalls? This is the guy that was actually really fast. Okay, it is. At least he's young, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, this defense is definitely falling apart a little bit. I mean, at this point, do we even need to say whether we're in the playoffs or not? Do we really? Quarterback's still not on the list, but really? With that season, he's not top 3? Okay, Hannah's getting better and better every time, though, I will say. Could be another best wide receiver. Didn't get it last year, but he's had a few, so that's why I said another. Number 4, actually, in this case, so not actually. I was needing some medium route, decided to go slot, and, well, it delivered. Short route is now our lowest, and speed still won't go up. All right, here's the squad. We obviously have to use some more upgrades, but, we still have Hopkins, and that's really all you could ask for. He's got to be getting up there, though. 31. Yeah, I mean, he and Hannah are going to be, like, kind of retiring together almost. The dynamic duo, new left tackle, who's hidden dev. Castillo needs to be replaced. Thibodeau definitely needs to be replaced. McIntosh is well on his way. Sheard probably needs to be replaced soon. I'm glad to see him go up to X Factor. But, yeah, I mean, there's some downs and there's a few ups, but we're just not winning games. We're just not making the playoffs. Sucks. Actually, I got to upgrade. All right, here we go. And we're in the playoffs. Let's freaking go. Hopkins is back on top. Haven't changed the schemes at all, since this started. Hopkins is killing it, though. You gotta give it to him. Hannah seems to go up in yards every single season, too. I mean, where's the end for that person? Hannah is killing it. No MVP with that touch on a pick ratio is a bit wild. And still not winning wide receiver of the year again. 15,000 legacy XP, though. Basically how many yards he has at this point, it seems. But let's go in. No, that's actually not going to the playoffs. What am I talking about? We're going to go past the playoffs, which another season. Obviously, you can see Hannah's an 89 overall now. So, yeah, he's 31 years old. He's probably not going to get that many more seasons. 35 pretty much seems to be the max for, like, any wide receiver, even if they're, like, still in the 90s, which is kind of rare anyways. But we're hoping he at least gets to that point, right? And We got to the playoffs, but we just didn't win anything. And at this point, because he's like kind of a higher overall, I am just kind of skipping to the end. I'm going to actually put on auto upgrade again. And we're back to the crap fest. Oh, man. Let's take a look at what Hannah's doing. Hopkins is like really good as well, though, in fairness. Uh-oh. Hannah might have his first non-1,000 yard season coming up. If he retires without going under 1,000, ooh, year 2 was actually really close, though. I'm going to be kind of disappointed. Like, just retire early, bro. We don't care. Just retire early. Retire without ever having dropped under 1,000 on the season. Man, they're doing my boy Hannah so dirty. Holy crap. He's 32 years old now, and they may have well just, like, turned him into a tight end. I mean, he nerfed. He's terrible. After the season is over, we're definitely going to check a look at his... he's probably not even going to be a starter after the season either. We're going to have to take a look at his stats and whatnot because he could actually retire before 35. You know, usually it's 35, but he might not make it, dude. These overalls, he's dropping hard. Oh, the team. I've been skipping some of the draft classes because they've been pretty garbage, but finally they get a little bit of receiving help, and Hannah's about to retire, so took you long enough. It's really sad. Anthony Richardson, name drop. The picks thrown by Hopkins, they've been really low, though. No! Hannah, no! How the mighty have fallen. Under 1,000 yards. Oh, he might as well retire now. Look at Hopkins. Over 400 touchdowns, under 100 interceptions, 56,000 yards pretty much. About 6,000 yards, better than 90% of the average running backs, obviously. And then Hannah, 118 touchdowns with 15,000 yards. I think it's safe to say that we could probably look at his awards now because I don't think he's going to win any anymore because he's barely even going to make the roster at this point. But looking at these seasons, like I said, it kind of felt like he was going up in yards every year, and he physically was outside of the first 2 seasons. Up, and then he did drop off because he's old, but that's, beside the point. Awards, he had 9 Pro Bowl appearances, led the league in catches 1 time, Rookie of the Year, Best Wide Receiver in 2029. Pretty good stuff for a wide receiver. There's not really much more you could really do. It's really the best you can do as a wide receiver. They're not going to give you MVP, not that he really deserved it, but they're not going to give you it either. Hannah is still actually kind of going strong. 83 overall. They didn't really drop his ratings too much from this season. Okay, I lied, but it didn't feel like it because his overall didn't drop too much. But they dropped his speed again, which I think he did have 87 speed when we looked, but he must have gotten one to 88, and then he went down again. All right, how the mighty have fallen, like we said. Hannah is no longer even starting. I don't even know if he's going to get much game time, but we'll still sim it out. Oh, now Hannah's like a bum. Who the hell is this for? Is this the QB? It couldn't be Hannah. I don't think they do it for wide receiver. Don't think they do it for quarterback either. Tibbs. All right. I mean, he's like 17 overall, but sure. All right, let's take a look at the stats. I don't know if Hannah would have played much, but Hopkins is still cooking up. Dude, he gets better and better. Oh! I dropped Hannah to Superstar because obviously he had a pretty bad season. He's going back to Superstar X Factor. What a guy. Well, I don't know if he actually is, but, maybe. Not going to win Best Wide Receiver. I don't think it was really even the best on the team because of the touchdowns, but Buffalo Soldier. Hold on. The one last hurrah. Cheese is alive. Maybe Hannah gets a Super Bowl. Wait, no, he already has one. It just didn't say it, though, did it? He was there for our Super Bowl win, right? All right, going up against the Bengals now. Come on, Titans. Kind of felt that was going to happen, but still, you sometimes just hope it just won't, right? It just won't, but you just don't know if Hannah's going to retire. He's probably guaranteed to retire after this season, but he's still here for now. 6,000 yards for Hopkins. He could actually legitimately get to 500 touchdowns and not hit 100 interceptions. He is absurd. Just like Hannah. Yards per catch are pretty low, I got to admit, but these two are crushing it. See if the retirement's on, but I think he should be here for at least one more season. 83 overall, might have gotten to 84 as the season went on. 70, carry the one, maybe 79 overall? No, I think he did retire. He's actually gone? Was he 34? We drafted him at 31, so assuming math is going to be on my side today. There you go. It's 13 season. Yeah, he would have been 34. 34 years old, retired as like at least a 77 overall. That's a bit soon in my opinion. No? I don't know, dude. I think he had one more in him. Only didn't get 1,000 yards in 13 seasons on the season 2 times. 11 1,000-yard seasons. That is crazy. I don't know if he would actually have cracked the all-time NFL record list, but I would be curious to find out. And he has... Okay, I don't know what kind of dumb I'm doing here, but he is on the damn list. Obviously, T. Higgins is there too, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Who? Who the hell is that? Some rookie? How did he go off so hard? Once again, outshined in our own freaking video. Is he still around? What does it say, Giants? I doubt he'd be around still. There's no way he's still around. Is he for real? He's a 5'8 receiver and he's cooking this hard? This guy's insane. He's a 90 overall still and he's 34. Oh, well, just F us, I guess. Just have 1,000 yards every single season until you retire. Put up 2 over 1,700-yard seasons. I'm done, dude. I can't have anything nice. They always take it away from us. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, let me know by leaving a like. Maybe subscribing if you're new. If you're not new, really do appreciate your continued support on the channel. And then, I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but the video that everyone keeps asking me to do, our Houston Texans offseason will be today at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, assuming this comes up at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time or earlier, which it should. But that's about it. Like I said, if you have suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. I don't know when the next Spider-Man 2, Part 2, or Part 3, technically, video will be up. But at some point, probably, maybe on Sunday or Monday, I don't know. But yeah, be on the lookout for all that stuff. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays for non-Madden content. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see